Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Anubha Rohatgi with the Midday News. The headlines. Punjab Congress Legislature Party meeting cancelled. Congress National President Sonia Gandhi to announce the name of the new Chief Minister of Punjab. 4.5 years of BJP rule in UP is landmark of good governance, asserts Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. Says the state remained free of communal violence and mafia activities were brought under control. Over 80 crore 43 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country. National recovery rate reaches 97.68%. Civil Aviation Ministry allows airlines to operate flights at 85% capacity. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon citizens to take part in the auction of gifts and mementos received by him. Proceeds to go to Namami Gange initiative. 10-day-long Ganesh Chaturthi festival culminates today with immersion of idols across the country. Security beefed up in Mumbai for Visarjan. France accuses Australia and the US of duplicity, breach of trust and contempt over a new security pact. And in cricket, Indian Premier League 2021 begins today at Dubai International Stadium. Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings clash in the opening match at 7:30 p.m. Indian time. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is underway, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these three simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011 239 78046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. The meeting of Congress Legislature Party, which was to be held this morning at Chandigarh, has been cancelled. The in charge of party affairs in Punjab, Harish Rawat, said Congress National President Sonia Gandhi is likely to announce the name of the new Chief Minister of Punjab. In yesterday's meeting, the CLP had authorized party president Sonia Gandhi to decide who will be the next Chief Minister of Punjab. More details from our Chandigarh correspondent.
The senior Congress leader Ambika Soni has said the new Chief Minister of Punjab will be declared soon. She said the MLAs are being consulted to know their choice. She said she was also given offer, but he respectfully refused. Mrs. Soni and some Congress MLAs, when contacted, they told the names of cabinet ministers in cabinet Amarinder Singh's government, Sukhjinder Singh Randhawa, former state Congress president Sunil Jakhar, Rajya Sabha MP Pratap Singh Bajwa, and present state president Navjot Singh Sidhu are taking rounds for the face of Chief Minister. Mrs. Soni and some other MLAs are of the view the CM should be from Sikh community. There are reports Congress High Command may announce 2 deputy Chief Ministers also to balance the community equations. Ashwini Kumar Sharma, AIR News, Chandigarh.
Captain Amrinder Singh resigned yesterday as Chief Minister of Punjab, saying he was humiliated. After submitting his resignation, Captain Amrinder made it clear that he will oppose any move to appoint Navjot Singh Sidhu as Punjab's CM. He described Sidhu as anti-national, dangerous, unstable, incompetent and a security threat to the state and the country. The outgoing Chief Minister lashed out at Sidhu for what he called his close alliance with Pakistani leaders.
He is going to be a disaster. लेकिन अगर वो इसको फेस रखेंगे for Chief Minister of Punjab, I will oppose him because ये national security का मसला है और मैं जानता हूँ कि ये पाकिस्तान के साथ कैसा इसकी उलझन है. दोस्त है मिस्टर प्राइम मिनिस्टर जो है इमरान खान, जनरल बाजवा के साथ इसकी दोस्ती है.
Assembly elections in Punjab are due early next year. The current term of the state assembly ends on March 27th. In Uttar Pradesh, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has said that under the leadership and guidance of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Uttar Pradesh is making all-round development in every field. He said that the entire scenario in the state has changed and the state has made tremendous development in providing security and good governance, which has resulted in large investment and development. The Chief Minister said that during the last 4.5 years, there was no riot in the state, and due to the investment-friendly atmosphere, the state has risen to second place in ease of doing business from the earlier ranking of 14th place. He was addressing the media at Lucknow today on completing 4.5 years in office.
देश इज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस में देश के अंदर नंबर 2 स्थान पर है. 3 लाख करोड़ रुपए से अधिक का निवेश उत्तर प्रदेश में हम लोगों ने कराया। और कोरोना कालखंड में तो आपने देखा होगा डिस्प्ले यूनिट उत्तर प्रदेश में स्थापित हुई और वह निवेश भी हमारे यहाँ कहां से आया था? चीन से आया। चीन से निवेश भारत में और भारत में उत्तर प्रदेश में हो उत्तर प्रदेश के लिए एक उपलब्धि थी। और इस प्रकार के तमाम निवेश उत्तर प्रदेश में भी हमारे नौजवानों के लिए नौकरी और रोजगार का भी माध्यम था। बड़े पैमाने पर 1 करोड़ 61 लाख के अंदर ही नौकरी और रोजगार की संभावनाएं हरी भरकम निवेश के माध्यम से प्रदेश के अंदर उपलब्ध होती हुई दिखाई दी।
The CM said that the state has achieved various milestones in development in these 4.5 years. Mr. Yogi said Uttar Pradesh has emerged as the second largest economy in the country. The Chief Minister said the state government has provided jobs to over 4,50,000 youth.
पारदर्शी भर्ती की प्रक्रिया को आगे बढ़ाया। 4.5 लाख नौजवानों को प्रदेश के अंदर सरकारी नौकरी दी गई। किसी भी नौकरी में किसी प्रकार का कोई भेदभाव नहीं, चेहरा देख करके नहीं, प्रदेश के अंदर योग्यता के आधार पर रिजर्वेशन के नियमों का पालन करते हुए प्रदेश के हर नौजवान को उसका हक देने का कार्य प्रदेश के अंदर किया गया था। सभी नियुक्तियां वर्षों से लंबित थी।
The Chief Minister said during his tenure, the country faced the COVID-19 pandemic, but the state government successfully handled the challenge and turned this disaster into an opportunity. The state is at number 1 in COVID vaccination, sample testing, and there are less active cases of COVID in the state. He said farmers have always been at the center of the schemes and programs of the government. The state government waived off loans of farmers and took a number of steps towards doubling their income. The government has paid 1.43 lakh crore rupees to sugarcane farmers. India has administered over 80 crore 43 lakh doses of COVID vaccine so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Union Health Ministry said more than 85 lakh 42,000 vaccine doses were administered in the last 24 hours. The ministry said 38,945 COVID patients recovered during the same period, and the national recovery rate has reached 97.68%. Till now, more than 3 crore 26 lakh people have recovered from COVID-19. The country reported 30,773 new cases in the last 24 hours. Currently, India's active case load is at around 3,32,000. The active cases constitute less than 1% of the total reported cases. However, the daily positivity rate stands at 1.97%. The ministry said testing capacity across the country continues to be expanded, and more than 55 crore 23 lakh COVID-19 tests have been conducted so far. The Union government today said that more than 78 crore 58 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been provided to states and union territories so far. The Union Health Ministry said that more than 5 crore 16 lakh unutilized vaccine doses are still available with the states, union territories and private hospitals to be administered. The ministry said more than 1 crore 16 lakh doses are in the pipeline. In Madhya Pradesh, all government and non-government schools from class 1 to class 5 are set to reopen from tomorrow. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
After about 18 months on September 20th, for the first time, children of classes 1st to 5th will find their way to school. Sanitization work is being done along with the cleanliness of the school before they begin. With the opening of the school, classes will be conducted in primary schools with 50% capacity. The written consent of parents will be mandatory in schools. Meanwhile, the third phase of the COVID vaccination Mahabhiyan is going on full swing in the state. A target has been set to finish the first dose of vaccine to every eligible person in the state by September 26. Rashid Ahmed Khan, All India Radio News, Bhopal.
West Bengal has crossed another milestone in vaccination by administering more than 5 crore doses. The State Health Department also ensured at least one dose to 50% of eligible population so far. Around 3 crore 60 lakh people have got the first dose, while more than 1 crore 46 lakh have received the second dose. Cumulatively, 5 crore 6 lakh 57,000 doses have been administered against COVID-19 till date. The Civil Aviation Ministry has allowed airlines to operate flights at 85% of seating capacity. The ministry has modified its earlier order of the 12th of last month, stating that the passenger capacity has been increased from 72.5% to 85%. It said the decision has been taken after review of current status of scheduled domestic operation and passenger demand for air travel. The ministry said that these changes will be in effect from the date of issuance of order till further notice. However, all other COVID-related restrictions will continue. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called on citizens to take part in the auction of gifts and mementos. In a tweet, he said that the proceeds will go to the Namami Gange initiative. Mr. Modi said he has received several gifts and mementos which are being auctioned. Prime Minister said this includes the special mementos given by Indian Olympic heroes. The Foreign Affairs Minister of Saudi Arabia, Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud, will meet External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar today. The Saudi minister arrived in New Delhi last night on a 3-day visit to India. Tomorrow, Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud will call on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Punjab Congress Legislature Party meeting cancelled. Congress National President Sonia Gandhi to announce the name of the new Chief Minister of Punjab. 4.5 years of BJP rule in UP is landmark of good governance, asserts Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, says the state remained free of communal violence and mafia activities were brought under control. Over 80 crore 43 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country, national recovery rate reaches 97.68%. Civil Aviation Ministry allows airlines to operate flights at 85% capacity. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon citizens to take part in the auction of gifts and mementos received by him. Proceeds to go to Namami Gange initiative. 10-day-long Ganesh Chaturthi festival culminates today with immersion of idols across the country. Security beefed up in Mumbai for Visarjan. France accuses Australia and the US of duplicity, breach of trust and contempt over a new security pact. And in cricket, Indian Premier League 2021 begins today at Dubai International Stadium. Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings clash in the opening match at 7:30 p.m. Indian time. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
आजादी के आंदोलन के खजाने में ऐसे ढेरों शब्द जिन्होंने बदल दिए इतिहास, तारीख बदलने वाले लफ्जों पर आकाशवाणी समाचार ला रहा है विशेष कार्यक्रम धरोहर हर सोमवार। आजादी के आंदोलन के खजाने में ऐसे ढेरों शब्द जिन्होंने बदल दिए इतिहास, तारीख बदलने वाले लफ्जों पर आकाशवाणी समाचार ला रहा है विशेष कार्यक्रम धरोहर हर सोमवार।
Welcome back to the Midday News. The 10-day-long Ganesh Chaturthi festival will conclude today with the immersion of Ganesh idols in different parts of the country. Devotees will bid final adieu to Lord Ganesh in Maharashtra. Due to the COVID-19 situation, the BMC has proposed several guidelines. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
Today, more than 50,000 Ganesh idols will be immersed in Mumbai itself, which will include idols of Lord Ganesh in every house and Ganesh idols in public pandals. Owing to COVID-19, BMC has appealed to everyone to take appropriate measures such as proper use of masks and safe distance. If the household Ganesha is environmentally friendly, then it should be immersed in drums if possible. Also, as per the guidelines, the immersion of the idols in the containment zone should be done in the mandap or the immersion should be postponed. Around 715 lifeguards have been appointed at various natural and artificial immersion sites. 338 Nirmalai Kalash have been made to dispose of last, followed by 182 mobile Nirmalai Kalash. Around 185 mobile control rooms, 144 first aid centers, 39 ambulances also have been arranged. Traffic police has made more than 55 one-way roads across Mumbai today. Pooja Pal, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Telangana, all arrangements have been put in place for the Ganesh idol immersion in capital Hyderabad. Hyderabad in charge Minister T. Srinivas Yadav has said that all arrangements have been completed for the immersion with the coordination of all the departments. About 40,000 Ganesh idols are expected to be part of the immersion procession. The IT cell of the city police had done extensive geotagging of Ganesh idol pandals and prepared bar-coded stickers to help in tracking of each idol. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry will celebrate the week-long Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav from tomorrow. Events have been planned across the country, highlighting Atmanirbhar Bharat, showcasing India as a rising economic force, and Green Swachh SEZs. The focus of the Vanijya Saptaha will be hand-holding sessions focusing on from farm to foreign lands and exporter conclaves. The Vanijya Utsav will cover all 739 districts of the country. 35 export promotion events and exhibitions are to be held, with at least one event in each state and union territory, showcasing India as a rising economic force. As the nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Janutsav, All India Radio News brings to its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in morning news and will continue till 15th August 2022. India Post has joined hands as a logistics partner with All India Radio News for the Amrit Mahotsav quiz. Listeners can send their responses to the question over WhatsApp on 8826546262 or through email on amritmahotsavquiz@prasarbharati.gov.in. One lucky participant will be selected as a winner and will be awarded an e-certificate and a token prize. And now let us listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Today is the death anniversary of veteran freedom fighter Balwant Rai Gopalji Mehta. He died during the Indo-Pak War on 19 September 1965 when the aircraft he was travelling in along with his wife and a few others was shot down by the Pakistan Air Force. At that time, he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. Born on 19 February 1900 in Bhavnagar, Balwant Rai Gopalji Mehta joined the freedom movement in 1920, fervently fighting back and resisting the colonial oppression. At that time, protests went widespread and it was much more difficult for the people to persist.
Balwant Rai Mehta, who had almost finished his degree in Bachelor of Arts, resolutely refused to accept a degree from the colonial government. After making public his stance on the imperial powers present in pre-independence India, he joined the non-cooperation movement in 1920 and promptly threw himself heart, body and soul into the battle for freedom. He founded Bhavnagar Praja Mandal in 1921 for carrying on the freedom movement in Gujarat. Later on, he participated in the civil disobedience movement from 1930 to 1932.
Mehta also took part in the Bardoli Satyagraha of 1928 for the farmers of Bardoli against the unjust raising of taxes. He was sentenced for 3 years in prison for participating in the Quit India movement. He spent 7 years in prison during the British Raj. A milestone in his life came along when, as the chairman of the Balwant Rai Mehta Committee in 1957, he would institute the scheme of democratic decentralization, which finally came to be known as Panchayati Raj, a scheme that revolutionized
welfare at the grassroots level.
The committee submitted a report suggesting the building of the now famous three-tier Panchayati Raj system, giving legislative bodies complete control over planning and administration. It was a brilliant move, one whose benefits are reaped even to this day. Being one of the masterminds behind the Panchayati Raj system earned him the title of Architect of Panchayati Raj. Truly a man of dedication and perseverance, ever since his youthful days till his death on 19th September 1965. Balwant Rai Mehta left behind an immortal legacy.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in our next episode tomorrow.
In the program Spotlight, the News Services Division of All India Radio is broadcasting a special series, Seva aur Samarpan, 20 Saal Sushasan Ke. Today, the theme is Panchayats and Cooperatives. It showcases the resolve and dedication of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to strengthen the Panchayats and Cooperatives in the country. This special program can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:15 p.m. onwards. The program will also be available on our website, newsonair.com, and on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You can also follow us on the News on AIR app for updates. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed anguish on the passing away of noted Odia literature Manorma Mohapatra. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said she will be remembered for her writings on a wide range of issues. The Prime Minister said she also made rich contributions to the media and did extensive community service. He expressed condolences to her family and admirers. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has called for creating a safe and conducive environment for women to grow and attain their full potential. Addressing an event organized to mark the 100th death anniversary of Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati at Parliament House yesterday, he emphasized that the Indian culture has always revered women as an epitome of divinity. Quoting Bhartiyar's vision for equality, Mr. Naidu stressed the need to eradicate all barriers and discriminations that divide society on the lines of caste, religion, region, language and gender. He asked the youth to dedicate themselves to the cause of nation building and create a developed India, free from poverty, illiteracy, hunger and discrimination. Telangana has been the front runner in using drone technology, and Hyderabad is fast turning into a drone capital. Joint Secretary in the Civil Aviation Ministry, Ambar Dubey, said this yesterday at a virtual interaction for awareness for media and officials of southern states. He said Hyderabad has the capability not only to compete with other top cities of the country, but also with countries like China and the Western world in the drone space. Stating that there is huge scope for Hyderabad quickly turning into a drone capital, he said the state government is extending support for the drone industry. Telangana state government recently rolled out the Medicines from the Sky program at Vikarabad, a first-of-its-kind organized drone delivery program in the country. The program is supported by the World Economic Forum, Niti Aayog, and HealthNet Global. Border Roads Organization BRO over the years has inducted a large number of women into its workforce. BRO has empowered lady officers to the level of commercial pilot license holders with the tools of authority, responsibility and respect. A senior BRO officer said the organization is committed to women's empowerment in its ranks. As India celebrates 75 years of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, it also celebrates the ongoing efforts of our nation towards women empowerment. In April this year, Ms. Vaishali S. Hewase took over the reins of 83-year-old road construction company working on Indo-China Road connecting Munsiari, Bugdiar, Milam in an area full of adversity and challenges. The BRO created history again on August 30th when Major Aina of Project Shivalik took charge as Commanding Officer 75 RCC at Pipalkoti in Chamoli in Uttarakhand. She is the first Indian Army engineer officer to command a road construction company. Over the last 6 decades, in a graduated and steady manner, the BRO has increased the number of women employed in various roles and duties of road construction. A consolidated effort is being made to empower them by giving them authority and responsibilities to undertake work independently. France has accused Australia and the US over a new security pact. In an interview with French media, Foreign Minister of France Jean-Yves Le Drian has accused the countries of duplicity, a major breach of trust and contempt. Earlier, a trilateral security agreement was announced by the United States, Australia and the United Kingdom on Thursday. The Australia-UK-US AUKUS agreement has left France enraged, which has called it a stab in the back. France is upset because it has lost a mega submarine deal to the US and because it feels humiliated at being kept in the dark about what the other three democracies were planning. The pact will see Australia being given the technology to build nuclear-powered submarines. The move thwarted a multi-billion-dollar deal France had signed with Australia. France was informed only hours before the public announcement was made earlier this week. The development has prompted Paris to recall its ambassadors. The agreement, which also includes the UK, is widely seen as an effort to counter China's influence in the contested South China Sea. In Afghanistan, the fate of its embassies are unclear and some have even broken contact with the Taliban's Islamic Emirate government after the fall of the Republic of Afghanistan on 15th August. Quoting former official of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, MOFA, an Afghan news agency said some of Afghanistan's embassies are acting independently and the nature of their revenue remains unknown. The official added that one embassy is yet to deposit its money in a bank and 4 others have refused to answer questions about their activities. He also disclosed that 80% of the ministry staffers had left Afghanistan after the Taliban's takeover. The official said that the political departments of MOFA were responsible for maintaining relations with embassies of other countries, but currently there are very few officers in the departments. The Afghan news agency reported, at the moment most of the Afghanistan's embassies have cut off contacts with the Kabul administration and the host countries. The much-awaited second leg of Indian Premier League IPL 2021 is set to begin today with a high-octane clash between Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings at the Dubai International Stadium. The match will start at 7:30 p.m. Indian time. IPL 2021 was suspended midway after the outbreak of second wave of COVID-19 in April-May this year. During the first leg of IPL 2021, defending champions Mumbai defeated Chennai by 6 wickets in a high-scoring match, chasing down the target of 219. And now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi will have partly cloudy sky. The city recorded 26 degrees Celsius as the minimum temperature, while the maximum will be around 35 degrees. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum and maximum temperatures hover between 25 and 31 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have generally cloudy sky with few spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature in the city was 27 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 32 degrees. Chennai is likely to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The temperature will vary between 26 and 35 degrees Celsius. Hyderabad is expected to generally have cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius, while the maximum may go up to 32 degrees Celsius. Bangalore is also expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The temperature will hover between 21 and 31 degrees Celsius. Jammu is expected to have partly cloudy sky. Srinagar is expected to have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards evening or night. Leh will have mainly clear sky. Gilgit will have partly cloudy sky, while Muzaffarabad is likely to have partly cloudy sky, becoming generally cloudy towards afternoon. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Punjab Congress Legislature Party meeting cancelled. Congress National President Sonia Gandhi to announce the name of the new Chief Minister of Punjab. 4.5 years of Punjab BJP rule in UP is a landmark of good governance, asserts Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, says the state remained free of communal violence and mafia activities were brought under control. Over 80 crore 43 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country. National recovery rate reaches 97.68%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon citizens to take part in the auction of gifts and mementos received by him. Proceeds to go to Namami Gange initiative. 10-day-long Ganesh Chaturthi festival culminates today with the immersion of idols across the country. And in cricket, Indian Premier League 2021 begins today at Dubai International Stadium. Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings clash in the opening match at 7:30 p.m. Indian time. And with that, we end the Midday News.